739, Big 550 KTRS. She's my friend, I think, but she's my realtor. Kathy Helbig Group, her full team helps with buying and selling. Good morning, Kathy Helbig.
Good morning.
Should you hire your friend to help you buy or sell a house?
That is the big question today.
We are arguing off the air about it.
We are arguing off the air. So it's very, very controversial because there's agents everywhere. Everybody knows probably at least 2 or 3 different real estate agents.
Right.
So when it comes time to make that decision, it's a tough one, and a lot of times you feel obligated to use your friend.
Right.
So we're talking a little bit before this got going about really what are the pros and cons. And Kelly, you said there was no cons. And
I don't see any.
That's not necessarily true.
Kelly is wrong.
Kelly is wrong.
As usual. Welcome to my world.
So you have to really ask yourself, number one, are they the best person for the job? So it's a little bit different when we're talking about selling or buying. Kelly, I think you were more in the mindset of somebody helping you buy a home. So that probably is a little bit easier relationship because you're saying, oh, my friend would tell me if this is a bad home or they don't like it or whatever.
Right.
Maybe so. But when you're selling a home, it's a lot different. It's a different relationship because that agent has to be neutral.
Right.
Has to come in and tell you things that you don't really want to hear, has to deliver bad feedback to you.
Right.
You know, and then a lot of times people don't let the agent do their job when it's their friend. So they go, I want X for my house. I want you to do this and that. And then they also want commission reductions. And they don't ask themselves, well, what am I losing by getting this commission reduction? And what I find a lot of times is the people who work with their friends, the people who are hiring the friend have a much higher expectation than the normal general public would have. And then the people that are working for their friends actually probably don't always work as hard because they think, oh, my friend understands. I got to take my kid to softball.
Well, it's a good point. Can you talk truth to power? Can you say to your good friend, you know what, your design elements in this house are terrible.
Exactly.
That's why it's not selling.
Exactly. So I have to go in and have hard conversations with the people that right in the door they want to try to set the tone for this is what my house is worth when they really don't know what their house is worth. And then I have to figure out how to sit there and tell them that's not the truth. And in the process, we're probably going to need you to spend about $2,000 or $3,000 to get it ready.
Right.
And then if it doesn't sell, we're going to need to talk about price reductions and other things that you might need to do. And we also are probably going to need to move around your furniture and maybe bring some pieces in, take some things out. And people get really touchy when you're talking about their decor and their taste because they take it personally that you're insulting them that their house isn't beautiful.
I can see, though, if you're not a good friend and you hear kind of like a stranger, you know, a realtor just walking in and saying you need to do this stuff. But if you're a good friend, I would think that they would take your advice. They know you're a professional. They know you're...
Well, do you always take the advice of your friends?
Well, sometimes your friends think they know. Sometimes your friends think they know better than you know.
Oh.
You ever have those kind of friends?
Yes.
Yeah. So you got to think about that too. So when you're thinking about who to hire, ask yourself: are they the best person for the job? Can you bring yourself to fire them if the time comes? Because that's tough. You know, you got to ask yourself if you're willing to sacrifice that friendship if it doesn't go well. And are you okay with your agent knowing some of your personal financial information? They're not supposed to necessarily know everything you have on your loan application. That's between you and your mortgage person. But you're talking about how much you're spending, what closing costs you need. Sometimes that information comes up. Sometimes just knowing what you can afford, what you can't afford. It's just an uncomfortable situation for some people. Are you expecting the commission reduction? And if so, are you willing to give something up for that commission reduction? Those are the things you need to ask yourself.
It's kind of like dating somebody in the office. It sounds good, but you know what? Sometimes you're going for the same job, and so you're with them 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Only about 20% of the real estate agents sell about 80% of the business in town.
Right.
So when people tell you that they are ranked at blank, they might be ranked in their household by their family members at that. But so many times you need to do your homework. They're not as high of selling agents as you think they are.
Kathy Helbig Group, she's the best. 20 plus years in the business. 314-276-SOLD or KathyHelbigGroup.com. Good stuff, as always. Thanks.
I still have a friend.
I still say Kathy Helbig's my friend, and when I'm buying or selling, I'm going to her.
When I'm your friend.
But because she would never tell me my barn doors are terrible.
Exactly.
744, Big 5.